Alright, so don't beat me up just yet, but I know I was supposed to post this video yesterday, but it's very rare that I actually would treat myself out, like with my own check that I get. I usually like, do it to bills or like, just save it. But I just went to GameStop and went to pick up this. And I guess the bad thing about it was I should have, reserved playing it for like over the weekend because when I started playing it, oh my gosh, you could not get me to put down the 3DS, man. I even got the 3DS on standby right now. Let me just grab this real quick. Look, standby right now. Crazy. But anyway, let's just get to the point of this video. This is a TCGO match that I had recently, and I'm just still trying to utilize the whole shifty ideology of setting one of my opponent's cards back from the field onto their deck. So I mean, I want to get shifty some play because I know nobody else is really gonna do it. So whatever. I still have my little fetish for the Drowsy family here. It's kind of helpful. I mean, I have to admit, when threats are asleep and they can't switch out and they're just taking damage is very helpful. And also might help to get my opponent to use up his switches and his junk arms in order to get things going, whatever like that. But unfortunately for me, this particular turn he is gonna play the end. Normally that'll be a good thing because I get more cards. I had like 4 cards in my hand, but I had like the red candy, and I was gonna evolve my my Deano into a Hydreigon. So I was like early first second turn Hydreigon, and now he takes me out with the Zip Striker. And to add insult to injury, since he used Zip Striker as the offensive, I can't use any of my item cards. So that's gonna be a hell of a thing to deal with right now. I should actually send it out to C-Dot because C-Dot actually gets hit KO'd by some striker, and I could just use that one turn instead of just being stuck up there with Hypno. I make a lot of misplays now that I think about it when I review this match. I'm like, hey, why the hell did I do that? But I was just really afraid of some striker because this particular deck like thrives on item cards. I mean, if I don't have item cards in order to use, it's just like crazy, man. I just like really need to it. And I'm looking at the Stunfisk, and it looks retarded, first of all, but if you really think about it, Electric is weak against that type, so, and Stunfisk, all of its offensive utilizes the electric energy, so you can just use the electric in order to send back energies from the graveyard onto the Stunfisk in order to be able to use all the Stunfisk's attacks, and it will count as if you're hitting the opposition with a fighting type attack. I thought that's ingenious because I guess the most successful decks, correct me if I'm wrong, are the Zekrom Mewtwo decks. So that's very interesting. I've seen a lot of Terrakions here with the Retaliate, hit KOing Zekroms left, right, and center all over the globe. But that's a new turnaround. It's funny how I didn't think about that. Me being on all unorthodox and everything like that. So he plays the level ball. I guess the electric and starts his his shenanigans and things like that. Plays the rescue ball and inflicts 80 damage onto the Mewtwo. And I found that completely crazy. I mean, the good thing about it is that since he didn't use the disconnect, I can use my item cards. I guess for this one particular turn. But I'm like, wow, I have to really, 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 really think about what I'm doing. I'm just hella scared. I mean, common sense tells me switching to my Mewtwo right now, and actually attach the energy onto Mewtwo, switch it to Mewtwo right now, take out the Striker. But I was just like hella scared, flinching, man. I'm like, I gotta do something about this. So I'm like, all right, I felt that it'll be enough to take it out. See, I'd even use Hypno's ability to put this thing to sleep. That would have been helpful if they would have stayed asleep, so he wouldn't have been able to switch out next turn or this turn, whatever like that, without using one of his junk arms and or his switch item cards. So I was just like scared, man. I'm like, I gotta do something really quick. He's setting up the Zekrom. He has another Zekrom on the back row bench. Keeps playing engineers adjustments. There goes the Sky Arrows bridge to add insult to injury, And at first, I'm thinking about the Sky Arrow bridge, and I thought it would only apply to everything, not just basic Pokemon. So I was thinking, like, I could bring a Hypno and, switch or whatever like that. Just in the future, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Where I just kind of mistake or did like the Yu-Gi-Oh card thing where people don't really read their cards. It's like, hey, this card works like that. But not really. So I guess my best option at this moment to prevent me from taking any more damage and losing any more, prizes or anything like that. Well, actually, that's the goal. I kind of want to lose my prize cards for him losing his prize cards and getting more options and things like that. is to put his Zekrom to sleep. Unfortunately for me, he is going to attach to Evaluate. I'm not exactly sure. I think I say this every video. I'm not exactly sure if the glitch is fixed as of yet. It'd be kind of douchery of him to be playing with those, as of, you know. That's why I don't run it myself. You know, I run the Mewtwo, and I don't think this particular deck runs the Regigigas. So he's going to play the switch now, go into some Striker. Attack me, which means that now next turn when I draw a particular card, if it's an item card, I won't be able to use it. But that's what I thought he was going to do, but instead he attacks my Hypno. So he inflicts 80 damage, takes another card, and I guess if I put down like another Mewtwo or something like that, I mean, I don't know. So I get a little shiny glimmer of hope because I get a Professor Oak. So I'm like, yes, baby, harder the cards again. I'm on that Joey status, man. Look at the draw. So what should I do? I'm looking at everything. Zipstrika, looking at a Zekrom. Should I catch her? Should I not? I mean, I don't, want to really draw a catcher. Should I switch in some striker? I don't know. Should I switch in his sky or a bridge? And I think that's my best option, switching in the electric. And here my mind just goes blank because it's like here when I went and played the catcher just now, I remember that Skyro Bridge, only works for basic Pokemon. So I'm thinking like, all right, that's perfect. But then later on in the game, I make a silly mistake, and I'm like, I thought Skyro Bridge makes me return. So I don't even know. So I'm just gonna play the level ball and evolve my Seedot into a Nuzleaf. So Shifty's waiting in my hand, man. I'm about to send one of these damn threats back onto his deck, man. All them damn electric energies, not the graveyard, so you can't utilize them. You have to draw them all over again. So I'm like, all right, I could junk on for a switch. I'm like, this is a dire situation if you guys haven't picked that up from now. So I'm like, I need a rare candy. I need a Hydreigon. I have another DC in my hand, man. I could start wreaking havoc a little bit while he's just trying to stall or rather trying to get his stuff set up a little bit. So, unfortunately, he's not, limited to only setting up energies. Since what I'm trying to say is that the electric is his basic. What am I trying to say? The electric is his active Pokemon. So even if it is active or where it's on the bench or whatever like that, it doesn't stop him from attaching electric energies from the graveyard onto the back row of his field. So he's still able to set up Zekrom a little bit. That's kind of what I wanted to say, and my mind just went blank again. So forgive me for that, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, showtime, Shiftry. So let's get Shiftry going. Let's see what happens here. And yet again, you fail me. So that is the last time. I gave you a second chance, man. I believe in second chances, but nah, you're disappointing me, bro. I'm a little bit hesitant to attach another DC onto the Deano because he will probably play the junk arm, play an electric energy onto the what do you call it? The electric, the eel, and then switch it onto the Zekrom, the Ohikomi. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna attach the DC onto the Drowsy, and then afterwards discard it, which is like much to my better judgment, because I really don't want to discard a DC. Nobody really wants to, but I have really no other options. I'd like junk arms and things like that. So he plays a rescue energy, plays yet another energy onto the Zekrom. He's set up, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I gonna do? So another silent, thinning out his deck from 3 more electrical energies. I mean, to add insult to injury, dude. Like, seriously. So I'm going to wake up, which is great. I have a Twins in my hand, some energies, a Mewtwo. Alright. I could probably set up a little bit. Maybe play a DC onto the Mewtwo and then kill off the electric. Maybe, but then I don't want... I don't know. It depends. It really, really freaking depends. I'm going to get a Hydreigon as well as an N because I can also take advantage of his low price cards. The cards, Jesus Christ, because she talk properly. I could take advantage of his low prize card amount. So what I'm going to do, instead of getting the Hydreigon, since I don't have a rare candy in my hand, I'm going to get a Zuelius, because I didn't want to get a rare candy and a Hydreigon. I could probably figure I could get another Mewtwo, and then play a DC onto it, switch out, and then save my Cleffa for a little bit later on. Not exactly sure why I decided to attach a Psychic Energy. Like, well, wow, okay. That's crazy. Why did I decide to do that? I had a DC right there, and I could have finished off the electric in order to claim my first prize. So that's nuts. And then yet I switch out into Shiftry. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call our brain fart. Because I don't understand my own move. Seriously, I really don't. I mean, I'm probably just as confused as you are. I mean, why did I do that? I could have just killed off the electric and killed off his back row support. So yeah, and plus not only that, but I'm stuck there with the shiftery, so I'm looking like what? So anyway, I guess I mean, no, there's no Kashif. There's no explanation for that. You fucked up. You did a new move. So I'm playing twins. Nice, he gets 2 cards, and I'm feeling a little bit, nice or whatever like that. I feel a little bit lucky. Maybe I'm able to get a switch or whatever like that. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. I take the time, and I'm reminding myself that Skyro Bridge only works for basic Pokemon. This is what I was talking about, where I switch in Shiftry. And I'm thinking like it works for everything, so I could attach one energy onto the Shiftry and then retreat back into the Mewtwo. But I don't know. So I'm just gonna attach another psychic energy onto the Mewtwo, which is what I thought I'll be doing, but unfortunately, I don't think so. I don't know. I guess he's talking to me. He's like, "Oh, good game." Oh, you know what he could do? He could keep targeting me with the Striker's attack, and inflict 80 damage onto my Mewtwo. Consecutively speaking, in order to take it out and claim his last 2 prizes. That's kind of what he can do. I kind of stuck myself in that situation also because I could have cut out his back row support with the electric, what I had the Cleffa free retreat cost onto the Mewtwo while I had the DCE in my hand, and then, claim good game. He's talking to me. So I don't want to really see what he's saying yet. I just needed a chance to kind of get myself out of my old situation, thanks to my old new move that I just did. I cannot still believe, let's work out of this. This is what we do, this is what pros do. They don't complain about their own mistakes. We all make mistakes out of the time. Let's just see if I could get out of this. This is what I want to do. I'm not going to keep complaining or whatever like that. So, it's my own mistake. Unfortunately, Hypno doesn't work out for me. That's what I get. And, let me see what he says. He's like, good game. Your deck is a little different, but it battles well. I'm just kidding. But yeah, good game to you too. So nice sportsmanship there. Just gonna target the Mewtwo again, and so if he takes one more hit, even though I think it has like maybe 10 HP or like I don't know, it's really low on health. So I finally get a switch, which is nice. I don't want to bring in Mewtwo now, thanks to my own mistake. Which shouldn't have happened in the first place. It should have had me Mewtwo, and then afterwards came back with the Hydreigon. So that would have the Mewtwo's presence should have bought me enough time in order to set up both Hydreigons, and then afterwards, play switches from there in order to save my Mewtwo for later on or whatever like that for in a clutch situation because his only threats happen to be Zebstrika and 2 Zekrons. So in order to kill the Hydreigons, he would have to inflict some damage onto himself via the Zekron's attack. I could have finished off this electric, so he wouldn't get any more back row support or anything like that, and he had to rely on the stun fist. If he, just assuming that he doesn't have any more threats in his hand, waiting to be summoned onto the field. But I'm looking at his bench. I'm like, okay, he has the Valite, or I don't even know. I could inflict yeah, I could kill the Dynamo, I guess, to claim a prize. I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, let's open up my options a little bit more. I decided to target the Zekrom that already has damage counters onto it, even though it does have the Evaluate, and I'll do a little bit more damage onto the Zekrom that doesn't have the Evaluate. But I figured that, the sooner the Zekrom is dealt with, the better. So, I need this Mewtwo safe, like completely safe. I mean, it's my fault for playing it on the field, but then again, it's my fault for misplaying that particular turn. That's actually all you guys are like screaming. They're switching to Mewtwo. Alright, I know. I'm so sorry, but he's gonna inflict 120 base on the Hydreigon, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get something really going. I have a rare candy in my hand. I can't use because I don't have my secondary Hydreigon as of yet. Maybe I would. Let's see if I can thin down the amount of cards that I have in my hand and hopefully increase my odds of shuffling back the amount of cards that I have in my hand thanks to me playing the Professor Oak after I played like Junk Arm to dwindle the amount of stuff that I could potentially draw out and hopefully draw into Rare Candy and Hydreigon at the same time, so I could play and then also play a switch. Because I was thinking about whether I should play a switch as of now or save it for later on. It would be pointless for me to switch out my Hydreigon into a Deano and not have the supporting factors in order to play my Hydreigon right away, since Hydreigon is still in my deck, waiting out to be played onto the field. So I'm like, okay, I play my only Zoelius. and only run one Zuilis in my deck because I run two rare candies. It's kind of pointless, you know. It's a little bit faster. So unfortunately, none of that happens. I do draw into my switch, but not really what I wanted to draw into. So I'm stuck with the Hydreigon, and I didn't do my math again. I didn't think that I was going to be able to take out the Zekrom because I was just focused on the Evalite. So wow, when I saw that thing hit the graveyard, I was like, no, you're not supposed to die yet. You're supposed to die one turn after. So I was supposed to be able to attack the Zekrom that he has in the back row, as well as the Blitzo, so it doesn't turn into a striker and finish me off. And now I won't be able to do any of my damn moves. So that's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. But beside all that, he doesn't even need to do that because what he can do, he can attach another energy, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe probably switch out if you have a switch or something like that. Or, yeah, hell, if he plays that, he can attach another energy that he just got from the silent onto his striker and then target the Mewtwo and finish it off. So, yeah, that was a great game. And viewers, do not forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Definitely had a lot of fun despite all my mistakes. So, yeah, peace. What you doing? I'm gonna go back to playing Tekken, man. Oh my gosh, this game's amazing. So, peace. Dope, yo. Go check that out too, man. Tekken Blood Vengeance, man. Good movie as well as a good game. Peace.